So, to try to accelerate or deepen your own journey, for those of you who are ready, able, willing, listening, whatever, I would really try to see all information as just that. It's just information. No part of any information field is any more or less important than any other part. Do not label some as big and small and right and wrong and good and bad and better and worse. It's all the same. It's all just information. The only reason we would allocate it any emotive name would be because of personal experience. But as we should be beginning to realize, personal experience was based upon blame, judgment, and identification in the past. So we've been fooling ourselves, in a sense, for a long time into believing that we were the emotions, when in actual fact we have never been the emotions. We have just believed that to be the case. So now we're going to try and believe something else, that we aren't the emotions. It's all information. It's all the same, no matter what label we may give it. And I don't expect this to just completely sweep away all different feelings and identification with certain feelings overnight. As I say, for me, it's been years and years of practice. But having spent those years and years practicing, I now realize that it is not necessary that you spend years and years practicing. You don't have to walk the same road that I've walked. Having someone, and this is fascinating in many different levels, and this applies to all of us where we have some expertise that we pass on to others, no matter what it is. In this case, it's my understanding of the nature of the world we live in as it's seen through the eyes of someone who practices clearing. So what I would hope to be able to do for each of you willing to take that step is hold the space. Because if you have a pioneer, a way shower, who opens the doors for you, who points you in the direction, who can supply you with a feeling of being safe and secure on this journey, then it's so much easier for those who follow. I've never been a follower. I didn't really think I was a pioneer for a long time. But when I look back, I can see, well, perhaps I have been in many ways. Not that I have been, but because of circumstance, conditioning, history, then I've been able to dive into this reality, into this clearing path so much quicker and easier, and didn't need really anyone to show me the way. I had to find the way. And I'm still finding the way, and I'm sure I've got some way to go, and I can still become increasingly available for all those who would follow. But you don't have to repeat the path that I've been on. If you can simply recognize that all emotion, and remember, emotion is just a band of frequency within the emotional body There are many frequencies, of course, which we interpret as emotion. All the same. It's not special, it's not different, it's not better, it's not worse, it's not right, it's not wrong. It's all just information. And we preclude ourselves from experiencing information because we don't understand it, or because we still blame and we still judge. But if we can start to recognize that it's all just information, it's all the same, not having any more nor less importance than any other piece of information, then we save ourselves years of struggle and turmoil, of anguish, of conflict, of suffering. The sooner you can recognize that it's all the same, it's all just stuff, not better, not worse. A lot of this is sort of still would reflect a lot of Buddhist philosophy, but not just limited to Buddhism. When a lot of the traveling that I have done over the years, I've been in many different countries with many different fundamental religious beliefs. And it's become increasingly obvious that they're all the same fundamentally. They all get misinterpreted, misunderstood by individuals' perceptions, but underneath the perceptions are all the same. And the information that we're working with is all the same. So see your week as a workshop that is continually presenting images, concepts, emotions to you. Recognize as best you can that all that is presented to you is a reflection of who you believe yourself to be, very often on a subconscious level, but of course it may be conscious as well. And recognize that if you stop energizing that information, it will stop showing up. So every situation that presents over the next few days is an opportunity for you to accept, not energize, and collapse. Some of you will do well, some of you won't. Some of you will remember, some of you won't. There is no way to control that. I believe, and Lipton talked about it a while back, about a body becoming self-aware means that the cell is self-aware, means that the cell has multiple coloured stick pins, no particular coloured stick pin dominating. It can receive all information, so it becomes self-aware. And that is without any identification, without any attachment, without any addiction to any way of being. We can't, and then he says that most people are probably only about 3.5–4% aware. Their capacity for awareness is huge, but it's limited to a very small percentage. So within that small percentage, there is very little we can do, and most people tend to use that awareness in creative endeavors or work endeavors or relationship endeavors. Very few people use it to increase the percentage. When you stop blaming and judging, gradually the chemical structure in the body changes. You become more aware. So from 3.5, you come up to 4%, 4 to 4.5 to 5 to 6. And that's just not numbers that, oh, I think I'm at 6 or whatever bullshit now. What it really means is that your capacity to notice and act upon information increases. It means that the world that presents to you is radically different to what was presenting before. I don't know a better way to describe that, so I'll have to leave it at that for the moment.